All right. Fuck, welcome back to Sounded.
Sounded?
Yes, with our special guest, left over again, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, well, we weren't supposed to have you. It was supposed to be somebody else, but since you're here...
Yeah, but why not have Sly on the show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get I know what you're saying, Sly. So, might as well fucking get to it. Here on Sounded, we're gonna put something up your penis.
Well, hold on. I don't feel comfortable with that, and I'm just sitting here watching.
Well, then, look somewhere else. Why don't you focus on...
Oh, God!
That's right!
Oh, God, I don't like this at
Yeah,
all.
see? Sorry you forced your way onto the episode now, Sly?
Yeah.
Yeah. How you want me to... Would you like me to cradle the balls or work the shaft?
Either or.
Oh, I like how you just left those enemies behind.
Yeah, fuck them.
I don't need to beat you. You can just stay there.
You know who does a really good Sylvester Stallone impression that I was just basically
Sylvester Stallone.
copying there was Nick Kroll. It's a
Does
really
he?
good one, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, there's a boss here. This is going to be exciting.
Oh, wow.
He's just in this room now.
Hey,
I am the boss.
here I am. I'm invisible.
Oh, God.
I'm in the walls.
Holy fuck.
That's
Oh,
alarming.
no.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
like,
God.
I don't like that one bit.
What?
Is it coming with you? It does not appear to be.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yikes.
Oh, man, I did not like that.
By the way, just to really quickly lay it out there, if
Yeah.
you didn't understand the pun, sounding is the erotic practice of inserting things into the urethra.
Oh, I see. No, I... Ah!
Arlie Waylon, fallen Valkyrie Panzer and treasured folk singer?
That does sound like a folk singer.
I'm
I'm out of health elixirs!
I'm out of health elixirs and it's not a good time to be.
Oh,
What are the words to that episode of Futurama where Bender becomes a folk
shit.
singer?
What's that?
Well, my good-hearted man met a cold-hearted woman, so he ran her over with a train or something
That
like that.
sounds right.
That episode's really funny.
I'm dead. Fucking
Wow, that
Arlie got
was...
me.
That's what you get for fucking tangling with Arlie Waylon.
I should have just left.
Have you considered using this cannon? It's extremely potent against
Oh,
hordes.
cool. Let me get right on that. I think I should be aware of the gong, too, but what are
that-
these fucking things?
That goes without saying.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm surprised they bothered to say it.
Yeah.
Beware the gong.
Yeah.
The European cannon is here. That's David Bowie's penis.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that, the words to station?
Nope.
The European cannon is here!
Is he talking about his dick?
It's the thin white duke throwing darts in lovers' eyes.
Well, that makes sense.
I can only assume.
He's talking about a penis.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a penis.gif.
Played backwards or forwards?
I prefer the backwards version.
It's pretty funny.
It seems less homophobic that way.
Yeah, you're right.
Because he's friendly about it.
Yeah, like, oh, hey. That's
Yeah.
it.
No, you know what? I can get behind this penis.
Yeah.
Or in front of it.
in front of it. I can get adjacent to this penis somehow.
Yeah.
I like the way you thought through that.
Yeah. These are the thoughts I have on a daily basis. Actually,
How do I relate to a sudden penis?
It is funny that we talk about this, though. I did try to post that GIF when it was relevant in a chat I was in the other day, and I couldn't decide whether to do the forwards or backwards one, and that's why I had this entire...
That's why you've already been through this, yeah.
I literally was just like, which one do I use? And I decided on just not using it at all.
If you don't have anything phallic to say, then don't say anything at all.
It's true. How do I get back into you, trapezohedron? There we go.
Just remeditate, bruh.
That's fine. I want
You
to
gotta
change.
have shards for anything? Oh, you're changing that.
Yeah, and I don't anymore now. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. More health pots, because now I have space for 2 of them.
Oh, very good.
Very good indeed. Okay, that Arlie Waylon thing was horrifying.
Yeah.
It was
Ever
like-
since he went electric.
You're still doing the he's a folk
Of
singer
course
thing.
I'm still doing it.
You don't think he's gonna team up with Utani and create Prometheus or something?
It's possible. But we'll have 7 movies to figure it out.
Yeah, I guess. Were they... This is where I get confused with Alien, because I'm not deep into the Alien lore. I just watched Alien 1 for the first time, like, 10 years ago, maybe. 7 years ago. So I don't know the lore that great.
Okay.
Wayland Yutani was the company in the first one, right?
Yeah.
And it's just Wayland in Prometheus.
I think so, yeah.
So it hasn't
Although I don't
merged
remember
with
very
Yutani
well.
yet.
I suppose so, yeah.
Fucking Dio worms, motherfucking. You know what?
Yeah, I don't need you.
I don't. This is my new strategy in this game.
Yeah, just
I won't get shards, but
pacifism.
yeah, that's my strategy in life too.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Why not apply it across the board?
It does not stand up to reasoning well. Sometimes.
Pacifism?
Yeah. I myself am a pacifist, but sometimes I get into these discussions. I'm like, well, so I feel like it should be okay to punch Nazis. Like, I really have to kick the tires of my pacifism sometimes.
This thing still run. It's been a while since
It's like, am I really offended that Nazis are getting punched? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do know what you mean.
Like, no, I think where I landed is I'm not going to advocate it, but also
I'm not going to stop
those
it.
guys deserved it, so...
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to punch them. Mm-hmm. But...
Well, here's the thing, though. It's never had to be you punching the Nazis.
Right.
If it came down to it and you were the one who had to punch the Nazis, I think you might do it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I really hate violence.
Yeah.
I think that...
I respect hating violence, of course.
On a moral level, I feel like it's like a net loss when you've just got two sides engaging in violence against each other.
Oh, I totally get that.
You lose some moral high ground.
Well, actually, this is a much more real and nuanced conversation than we're capable of having on this
fine.
show.
I don't know that that's true.
But, okay. Well, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Then I'm capable of having at any occasion.
I see.
But
That's
I was
fine.
talking to Daniel about this the other day.
Oh, God! Okay, sorry. I panicked there for a second. I overreacted. Go on, Daniel.
It is a tricky question, because everybody's, like, wondering the same thing.
Right.
Like, how do we relate to the fact that there are fucking Nazis around now, and the need to punch them.
Right.
And all the, specificity or lack thereof that is implied by that situation. Right. Because it is frustrating for people who, for example, don't advocate violence.
Right.
To be in this position where, the victims of this violence are people that deserve to have violence perpetrated on them.
Right.
And then, on the other
or
side
at least
of it,
have sown the seeds that lead to them having violence.
Exactly. So now the argument of non-violence is just serving fucking Nazis.
Right.
And that's not something, we're used to having to think about.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know.
Well, it is tough, but
my problem is not that I think this is necessarily the answer, but when there is violence against Nazis, as well as violence from Nazis, that leads to stupid shit like Trump's both sides bullshit. Because there's actually a place for that if there's violence being perpetrated by both sides. Now, obviously, there was violence that was much worse from one side that came from a very deep and dark hatred. But you can completely, skirt that discussion entirely if one side is violent and the other is peacefully resistant.
Right. The reason that I think that's not satisfying anybody these days is because that doesn't do anything to then stop the fucking Nazis.
No.
So, that's people are really, sick of the whole... just ignore them.
Right.
Nobody cares for the Tina Fey approach anymore.
Right.
Because it's not preventing Nazi rallies.
Right.
And as a person that doesn't normally advocate violence, it's been frustrating for me, too, because now, I'm left with that same issue. Like, I have to hold my scruples up to something that they didn't have to contend with before.
Right, exactly.
I will say that I think that, what is it? Not just compassion, but compassion does not equal acceptance,
right. Of course.
So there is, I think, something between go out, find Nazis, and punch them until they don't say anything anymore, and just let them do what they want.
Right.
On the other hand, though, I gotta say, people make the point that, it's really easy for you to just sit back, the proverbial you.
Right.
To sit back and not put a fucking horse in this race when you're not the kind of person that would be under fire by Nazis in the first place. And, that's a totally legitimate point. If you're a member of the kind of communities that Nazis totally did murder in the none too recent past, then not only do I understand not accepting that argument, but I don't think you should really have to.
No, I agree. 100%.
That's, I think, that's the horrible part of being in this kind of situation is that there is not a good outcome to those kind of perspectives being in the world.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Which I guess is the long way of saying, overall, yeah, I'm okay with Nazis getting punched.
Yeah, but...
I would rather we try everything else first.
Of course, yes.
And then fucking punch those Nazis.
Right. Yeah,
Because
that's the thing is that it's, it's the... What's that thing from Westworld that they stole from Shakespeare? Violent means have violent ends.
I thought everybody's robots.
I don't think Shakespeare said that.
Well, I mean, it was a character in... I think it was Lady Macbeth.
In robots?
Yeah, everyone's robots. Something's robotic in the state of Denmark or something like that.
No, none of that.
It's been a long time since I've read it.
Anyway, yeah, but that I guess it's violent delights have violent ends in that one. But it's that same idea. It's like they sow the seeds of violence themselves.
Right.
That's something they do. So when it comes time to deal with that, then I understand why people decide that violence is the way to deal with that. But it's tough. It's like you said, you find yourself, or I found myself anyway, having to really examine this idea of like pacifism and nonviolence, and it's like, is that really something that can actually solve this problem?
Yeah, I was having the same.
Right.
It was really a crisis.
Yeah. Well,
a personal, crisis of belief.
It's ideals versus reality in some ways.
Yeah,
like
it's always hard to reconcile.
It is, yeah. Like on a moral level, like I still would say, like just ivory tower discussion, like nonviolence is probably still the right answer. But in like a real world down in the shit, is that actually going to function and work? Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, I agree with what you're saying because that's the discussion I've been having to have with myself.
Right.
I also take a little bit of comfort, I think, in the idea that it's still not that simple a discussion.
Right.
It's not that, you can just say, nonviolence will not work.
Right.
There's just so much to consider.
There's a lot. I was having this discussion with a friend the other day because we were talking about that, and he's like, I'm going down to a rally and I'm bringing my riot gear in case Nazis show up.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't get arrested.
There is something that makes it a little easier, though. And that is because, I think for the people that might be hesitant to just get on the side of punching things.
Right.
The worry is that, if you can punch...
Oh, God, what the fuck?
If you can punch one thing, you can punch anything. And you don't want... you don't want might to be right.
Exactly.
Et cetera, et cetera. But when you actually consider the fucking perspective that's like actually at work here, we're talking about Nazis.
Right.
There's nothing redeeming about that perspective.
Not at all.
So it's not that like, oh God, we really just have two worthy sides to consider in a human discussion. One of them really can and should be not heard.
One of them is just evil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that makes it a little bit easier.
It does. It's because then the question is like, I'm a pacifist, but is it okay to punish evil with violence?
Right. I think it is not okay to punish evil with violence, but I don't think that's what we're doing.
Right.
I think that's becoming defense. It's not
of
punishment.
Course. Yeah. Of course. I think defense is its own. Should
we take that thing out of Sylvester Stallone's penis? By the way,
no, he seems to be enjoying it.
Okay, yeah, we've turned a corner.
Yeah,
that's how sounding goes, man.
Yeah, we just turned his mic off because we didn't want another one of those situations where he's on a hot mic.
You know what I'm talking about, hey Sly? Yeah, you randy old bastard.
I can't say that I've actually seen Sylvester Stallone in a movie.
I like Sylvester Stallone.
I'm sure.
I mean, he's not the greatest actor ever, but he's been in plenty of good movies.
I just don't think I've seen him in anything.
That's funny. He's been in a lot of movies, too. I'm surprised you haven't seen any of them.
I can't think of one.
In fairness, he's also been in a lot of bad movies.
I know. I just can't think of a single movie that I've seen him in.
That's because you haven't seen fucking Rocky,
I know.
Wacko.
I know. Oh, God damn it.
One of these days, you'll see it. And you'll probably like it, because it is a genuinely good movie.
I'm sure that it is. He has a robot butler in the fourth one, though, right?
Huh?
He has a robot butler in the fourth one, though, right?
I do not recall him having a robot butler in any incarnation of the Rocky saga. Although, when you told me that Cradle of Balls story, I imagined imagined it as his trainer from Rocky saying him that, like, yeah,
That's
Rock.
so funny.
You gotta work the shaft, cradle the balls.
I was telling you that off episode, so I might as well just bring it up here. I'm sure many people know it already, but it's like this kind of Hollywood legend, I guess, that he, on a hot mic, was heard in his trailer saying to someone, you gotta work the shaft and cradle the balls. Which showed up...
Which is not something you should have to tell anybody.
No.
It's pretty obvious.
It showed up in Lady Dynamite, also, that joke, because Lady Dynamite, Maria Bamford's agent in that makes her sing a song of cradle the balls and work the shaft at one point. It's funny. It's a good show. I like Lady Dynamite. I don't like these Panzers, though. Just because I don't know how to dodge that thing yet.
They're a little...
That one, yeah.
Looks like you figured it out.
Yeah. It just, the timing takes a little figuring out. God, the way that things explode, and I thought this about Jotun as well, is like it very much so reminds me of the Rankin and Bass Hobbit movies.
Oh, yeah. The like really spirally, curly smoke.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's cool. I meant to send it to you and I forgot. I saw someone tweeted Russian illustrations from the Russian translation of The Hobbit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think you will like it.
I would like to see that, yeah.
I liked it because I feel like it captured kind of the more whimsical side of it that really got lost somewhere recently.
Lost in a giant pile of money.
Yeah. And
God,
it was like...
fuck that Peter Jackson shit.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
It's not, but it's going to be fine.
It's not gonna be fine.
Okay.
It'll remain unfine for... Well, okay, I see what you mean.
Right.
Those are not going to become fine at some point in the future.
No.
They don't have a half-life like nuclear waste.
Yeah, or... Well, I guess like everyone else who doesn't have a half-life.
Yeah.
Because of...
We just have regular lives.
The thing that happened this week. Oh, Sam, pay attention to your gaming news, man. I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm... Well, okay, I don't know what happened. I know that something did happen. Did Valve say they're not going to do Half-Life 3?
No, the writer who left Valve a while ago, who wrote the Half-Life series, posted a blog called "Oh God, It's the Boss."
Oh boy,
that's not what what it was called.
Oh God, It's the Boss by...
Oh, it's not. It's a Lith Panzer. It's even worse than the Boss.
The Boss is there though.
Is he?
Yeah, he's there.
Fuck everything.
Oh hey,
this is it. This is the end.
Yes, this is definitely the end.
Pick your battles.
Wall jump for your life.
Oh no!
Oh good, a locked door.
Wow, that...
Can you dodge in the air, by the way?
No.
Oh, great.
I'm stuck, I think. I think I'm stuck.
This is pretty punishing.
Go!
Do you have any? There you go.
I'm getting out of here. Oh god, there's
so
many of them. I'm gonna divide and conquer is what I'm gonna do.
Use the cannon! Beware the gong!
I don't have a cannon!
Have you tried every available button?
Yes, I've considered trying that. Ow. Oh, well, there it was. I did like a quarter of my health gauge. Really obnoxious. What was I saying before I was descended upon?
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Punch Nazis. Slice Stallone's penis. Russian Hobbit movies. Half-Life 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The writer of Half-Life 3 posted this thing on his blog that was all the characters were gender bent and given different names, but it was clearly his plot for what Half-Life 3 was going to be. And that kind of gave people closure and the feeling like, oh yeah, I guess Half-Life 3 is never coming out. It's been 11 years. So.
Is that a thing where because there's Half-Life and then Half-Life 2?
Yeah.
And there's like a Half-Life 1/2 in there, isn't there?
There's Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
Okay, so collectively it's Half-Life 2.
Yes. And they're two expansion packs to Half-Life 2.
Okay.
Which is Episode 1 and Episode 2. And this was supposed to be for Half-Life 2 Episode 3, but over time it's kind of become like Episode 3 and Half-Life 3 are the same thing.
Okay. So now, is this something where the story could continue, but did also wrap itself...
It did not wrap itself up.
Oh, so it's now ended forever on a cliffhanger.
Yep.
That does suck.
So that's why the writer wrote, like, hey, this was my plan for it. But legally distinct and gender bent, so I can't get sued.
Yeah.
And like
Forden Greeman.
It was Gertie Fremont.
Well, who's that supposed to be?
Yeah, Gertie Fremont.
I don't remember any Gertie Fremonts from Half-Life.
It was good. It was a good read, but it definitely it provided some closure. I think that a lot of people needed.
I just wonder why Valve wouldn't make that game.
Oh, because they're iTunes now. They make a ton of money.
Well, wouldn't they want to make more money then?
Yeah, I guess the real answer, from what I've read, is that Valve has a completely flat hierarchical structure. In theory,
Okay.
Which means that there's no like managers. Like you choose to get something worked on at Valve, you have to be like, hey, I've got this project, I want to work on it. Come join my team.
Okay.
And work on this. And then you have to get enough people to actually work on the project or want to work on the project. Mm-hmm. So from what it sounds like the team was very burned out on Half-Life 2 after working on it for so long.
Okay.
And then Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2. So then the writer couldn't get enough people in Valve who were interested in working on Half-Life 3 at the moment. And then Valve changed a lot, and like a bunch of people left and moved, and it kind of became a thing where it's like, oh, well, there's not really anyone here to make the game anymore.
Wow, that's bizarre.
It's like it sounds like a fucking weird, like, company structure. And I've also heard, this is all hearsay, I obviously don't know firsthand because I don't work at Valve, but it sounds like people aren't necessarily stoked on that corporate structure because there ends up being like a secret hierarchy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like just a clique, basically.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
So
I was used to thinking of Valve as like the one good guy company in, I don't know, the known world.
Well, yeah, but they became iTunes. Steam is so valuable to them. They don't really need to do anything.
That's a bummer.
But,
well, now hold on a second. When you say they became iTunes, how specifically do you mean that? Because iTunes has no redeeming value, and Steam theoretically does have some.
Well, they became a
Valve does.
They became a digital content platform.
Oh, right, instead of a game developer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be like if before iTunes, like it's like if iTunes made albums for a long time and they were a well-beloved rock band, and then decided, you know what would be way cooler than making music? Selling everyone's music. Okay, let's fight this fucking boss.
Somebody's done that. I just can't think of who it is right now.
I can actually think Jay-Z.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, where is this fucking ghost?
There he is. Maybe just... Okay.
Not so hard with just one of you.
I was going to say, if there's
God damn it!
What'd you say? Oh, boy.
It's fine, it's fine, it's
Boy,
fine.
between episodes, we got to Google this cannon thing.
No, it's fine. I just don't have it yet.
Are you sure? Well, why would it advise you so quickly?
Because that's what I'm saying. Their tooltips are not relevant to the things you already have.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to let my shield regen.
I think he left. Maybe you pissed him off or hurt him. Did he miss you there?
I think he did.
Oh, good. There you go.
Oh, shit. See his move set is not... He does...
Well,
the
he
speed
just does
of
it
that
3
changes.
times.
Yeah. Oh, does he?
Yeah.
But the speed of the slash is different. That's why it keeps... Like, I can't predict it.
It looked the same to me. You sure it's different?
Yeah, that was like... He didn't have the same charge up there as that. Like, that was a way longer charge up than the last time. So it's hard to, like, figure out the dodge. You're not playing it, Sam.
Listen, just use the fucking cannon.
I don't have a cannon.
Why are you resisting the cannon? No, not the gong. Put the gong away.
I have it, though.
You know you're supposed to beware the gong.
You know what else has a gong?
Chinese courtly buildings?
Probably. But also the next episode of As I Play Dying.
Oh. John Bonham's drum set?
Probably.
Definitely. Well, he's dead. But.
Is his drum set dead?
Actually, no.
All right. All right, bye, everyone.
Bye.